Welcome back to the Cricket Today podcast on Thursday, December 20. I'm your host, Liam McAllion, also known as the Stats Guy. I'm here with Marcus Bazzano. He's keen to go to the cricket tonight. How you going, Marcus?
Yeah, I'm keen to go to the cricket tonight. I'm excited. How about you, Stats Guy?
Yeah, very excited to watch Gage vs Heat tonight, which will be pretty exciting. And we've also got social guy Leo Mullaly. How you going, Leo?
Good, thanks, Stats Guy. I'm reeling after last night, but looking forward to tonight.
Yeah, we'll get into some SuperCoach blunders, some cold heroes starting for the Hurricanes and a few other things later in the show. We've got another crazy Big Bash game coming up tonight, which I mentioned. Check out the socials. We'll be doing a lot of content tonight, and it'll be going straight up onto our socials and be a bit of fun. Today, we're going to wrap up the Scorchers vs Hurricanes game. It was actually a really good game despite the one-sided scoreline. Preview the huge Renegades vs Heat clash that we're going to tonight, including some nars, plus an interesting SuperCoach segment for the game tonight as well. So let's get right into it, lads. So BBL round 2, we got the third game here. We'll go back to last night's game, the Perth Scorchers versus Hobart Hurricanes wrap. Could you give us the scores, please, Leo?
So the Hurricanes batted first, 8 for 172. They were in all sorts at, I think, 5 for 60 or whatever.
5 for 47, I wrote down.
5 for 47 was it?
Yeah.
Jeez, there you go. And yeah, the Scorchers, just easy for them. It was a cakewalk, wasn't it? So yeah, real statement game early from them.
It really was. So yeah, you had them 172. I thought, possibly a competitive score. But yeah, the Scorchers absolutely rolled over them. You got Behrendorff, got man of the match in that first innings with 4 for 25. He was absolutely awesome. And then Chris Jordan, he's set all types of record, 58 off 20 balls. Sorry, 59 off 20 balls. I've written that down wrong. 59 off 20 balls that was. Got a record fastest 50 for the Hurricanes in their history. And then the fastest 50 also at Optus Stadium. What did you like about his performance, Marcus?
Yeah, it was pretty entertaining, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's just that sort of player. But I was also impressed with a couple of Scorchers batsmen, particularly I reckon. Well, Aaron Hardie, of course.
Yep.
Who made 85 or 45, but also Zach Crawley in his first game in the Big Bash.
Yep.
Short format down under. 65 or 46 and had the 10th highest BBL partnership ever. So I was also impressed with those two. Yeah,
no, they were absolutely awesome. I think Hardie was a bit scratchy at the start, but Crawley right from the beginning, everything was coming out of the middle. He had a bit of pressure on him. I saw that they showed the papers around WA. They were calling him the king of Bazball before he's even played a game. And I think it was half tongue-in-cheek and then half going, you better perform for the Scorchers because we love the Scorchers. And he absolutely did that. So 65 and 85, awesome partnership. They did it easy. When Connolly went out early, I was like, oh, maybe the Hurricanes have a chance. That only wicket that the Hurricanes got against the Scorchers was Chris Jordan as well. So he had to do everything yesterday. Apart from Leo's man, that our new cult hero, Nikhil Choudhary, actually played after Leo said, no, you can loophole him as your vice captain or your captain. I cannot believe he played. Could you take us through that, Leo? What he ended up doing?
Well, I've learnt my lesson from being a cricket nerd and SuperCoach nerd. Yeah, look, I was at work, caught up in work, and sort of just checked the team. Sort of at, I think it was 8 o'clock, and I was like, oh no, Choudhary's in the team. So I tried to loophole Matt Short. And in the end, I have captained Nikhil Choudhary, who, to be fair, he actually played really well.
He did.
Yeah, so he did well. It was just frustrating, though, because I had Stoinis on the bench and he's not playing. Just lesson learnt, should have captained him. Absolute nightmare.
That's funny. But, yeah, as I said on the show, I'm going to get around him if he does play. He came in for an injured Matt Wade, I'm pretty sure, he had back pain. So I think they'll probably think, we can bring him in for a game or two and then he'll be out. But he made 40 off 31, was really awesome with the bat. Bowled pretty well as well. I think he only bowled 1 or 2 overs, but he looked pretty solid. That's his first pro game since playing outside of Brisbane grade cricket. So that's an awesome effort from Choudhary. And I think he'll be our guy to follow, I reckon, through this show, just because he's fun to watch. And we said he wasn't never going to play, but he is playing. So that was pretty cool. The other thing I wanted to touch on, which was pretty crazy, is Perth doubled the test crowd in this Big Bash game. So there was about 16,000 was the max for the test match, whereas it was about just under 30,000, I'm pretty sure, for the Big Bash game. What are your thoughts on that, Mark? That's a bit That's a bit weird.
Yeah, it just shows where the game's heading.
Mm.
Particularly for like the younger audience. There's a real family vibe around Big Bash.
Yep.
But I'm not sure if the crowds were limited to the test match with the whole JL issue, and
Possibly.
I doubt it. But it's a little bit concerning, and there were even talks that maybe Perth should lose the first test match and give it to the Gabba or someone like that. So it will be interesting moving forward.
Yeah, well, it definitely when the Gabbers had at least the first test match, the first 2 days have been pretty solid crowds. Definitely more than 16,000. So that's pretty disappointing, but it was pretty good to see a big crowd. They love the furnace, they call it. Maybe the crowd just came down after Nikhil Choudhary was named. They just go, oh, geez, we got to get down and see the goat tear it up and score his 40 runs. I don't know. That's what Leo was tearing his hair up. But once Nikhil Choudhary comes in Melbourne, I reckon we'll all be flocking to Marvel or the FCG, I reckon.
Yeah, it'll be the first guest on Cricket Today.
Oh, all right.
Go on now.
All right, we'll have to get him on. That'd be pretty cool. Talk him all things about SuperCoach, and then don't show him what we were talking about earlier about him. He wasn't going to play. That's all good. All right, so that was the wrap-up of last night. The Scorchers look really good. They got the job done in 16.1 overs, so they're looking absolutely awesome. Let's go to the game tonight that we're going to head to, Melbourne Renegades versus Brisbane Heat. This should be a pretty good one. Could you give us a yeah-nah question to start us off, Leo?
It's good that the umpires are deciding if it's a 6 or not when it hits the marble roof. Yeah, nah.
Ooh, you go, Marcus.
Nah, not at all. I don't think so. I think it would be a bit tough not only would it be a bit tough, like on some balls when it hits the roof, for the umpires to sort of gauge whether it was going to go over the rope or not, but particularly like most of the time the ball hits the roof, the ball's just been skied after a pull shot and is top edged. And I just love when it hits the roof no matter what, give it 6 runs.
6.
That's what I love. It provides entertainment, So I think they should just give it 6 every time it hits the roof.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. I'm a big nah. It's not good that the umpires are deciding this. The umpires have enough to worry about. I think the umpires in the Big Bash over the last few seasons have been horrible already. Now they're going to have to worry about more stuff. Also, I think James, someone in our office, mentioned the other day, if you're hitting it that high, that's sort of the boundary anyway. If you're hitting it that high and you're hitting the roof, maybe it should just be counted as a 6 just because you hit it that high. It's pretty impressive to hit the roof. But it definitely should be a 6, especially those ones. There's some where they hit the bars on the side of the boundary, so maybe they will be counted as a 6. But then another umpire on another day could be going, well, I'm not sure if that would have made the rope. So it's a bit of a weird one. What do you reckon about it, Leo?
Well, I think I agree, but I don't think it should be 6. I think that's an absolute joke. The bowler, Marvel Stadium is so small square of the wicket. If they can even get a top edge to go straight up, you got to give the bowler some credit. So I think, let's help out the bowlers a little bit. I think it happened twice in the Stars Renegades game last year.
Same game, yeah.
Renegades won that. I think Stars choked it again. But it would have been a much easier win if it wasn't for the 2 6s that probably shouldn't have been 6s. So
true.
I'm going to agree with you, but not agree with you.
Yeah, okay. So you got a half nah, just nah. Would you say that it should be a dead ball? Is that what you're leaning towards?
Yeah, dead ball. I think it should be.
Yeah, fair enough. I could see that. I could see 6. If I was bowling, if I was still playing and I was a bowler, I'd probably say dead ball. Then if I was a batter and I randomly top edged it or something, I'd probably want it to be a 6. You could have a debate for that between bowlers and batters, I think, for a while. All right. So our predictions for tonight, lads. We've got Renegades versus Heat. Who are we going? It's obviously at Marvel Stadium. So first game for the Renegades playing at their home ground. They missed out on that game in Geelong. Back at home now, and the Heat 2-0. They've looked really strong. Who are we going? Marcus, I'll start with you.
Oh, I'm sick of the recording freezing, so I'm just going to say I'm going on board the Heat train.
All right, keeping it short and sharp. I don't mind that actually. Leo, who are you going?
Yeah, I'm going to back the Heat as well. I have been against them the past 2 games, and they've won both of them. So you've got to pick them based off form.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, they've been in really good form. I'd put them up. I'm going to pick the Heat as well. I'm surprised we're actually all picking the Heat when it's at Marvel. But the Heat, I think, are the second most informed side in the comp. You got the Scorchers, who are just miles above everyone, I still think, at the moment. But you got the Heat with some really good bowlers. They can bowl a side out for not much at all. Then you got some batters. No, even when they have their test stars out, they've got a really deep batting list. So I'm going to go the Heat as well. I'm glad we got through that without any freezes. How good, lads. All right. The SuperCoach segment. This is my favourite part. What's your must-have player, SuperCoach player, for Renegades' first Heat tonight? I'll start with you, Leo.
Yes, I'm going to pick Colin Munro at 183,000. So he scored 190 from the 2 games in round 1. Could have been more if it wasn't for the rain. He's just in amazing form opening the batting for the Heat. And look back to the Gades against the Sixers. Philippe and Smith, the 2 openers, just pretty much dominated the Renegades bowling at the start.
Yep.
So there's no reason why Munro can't do the same. Very good square of the wicket. And as I mentioned earlier in the show, Marvel have very short square boundaries. So I really like him to perform again tonight.
Yeah, I really rate that, Leo. Munro, I think, is a really great BBL SuperCoach captain option in the future. All right, Marcus, who's your pick from this Renegades Heat game, please?
Well, again, I'm sick of freezing out, so I'm going to keep it short and sharp again. I'm going to go Mitch Swepson, 103,400. His price already went up by 32k from round 1, and he scored 162 points, and I've traded him into my team. So I've gone Mitch Swepson.
Nice, yeah, very well done. I'm going to go Will Sutherland, Big Chief, as Leo likes to call him. A bit more expensive at 181,500, but I think he's one of the most informed all-rounders probably in the country at the moment. Since captaining Victoria, he's been absolutely awesome. Had 177, a huge SuperCoach score in one game, and then a few overs that he bowled in that Geelong game before it got cancelled. I think he's just got really big threats, bat and ball. He can hit you a massive score with a big strike rate, so that also helps his SuperCoach score. He was 9th best in the comp last year for SuperCoach, which really surprised me when I was having a look at it, averaging high 50s. So I think he can even surpass that. And at 181,000, I think his price is going to keep going up and up. So the Big Chief, I think Will Sutherland's going to have a big game. He also loves playing at Marvel Stadium. My tip for the first person to hit the roof is Will Sutherland tonight, and then we'll be arguing about whether that should have been a 6 or not. So that'll be pretty funny, I reckon. All right, that's it for the Cricket Today show. We've wrapped up the game from last night. We've got a huge game tonight in Big Bash, and then some SuperCoach as well, which we all love. We'll be back with this tomorrow, so get right around the show. Subscribe on your podcast apps, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, etc. Like and review it, would ya? Chuck a follow to Cricket Today and Cricket Today AU all over the socials. That's Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and X. Send in any questions via the socials. Anything you want us to chat to us about. We love the arguments Marcus and Leo have on the socials. They're very funny. Alex from the office loves to chime in as well. So that's it, I think. Thank you to Leo. Thanks to Marcus. Thanks to Joe for producing. He's doing a mountain of work here with our technical difficulties. And thanks to me. That's another episode of Cricket Today done. We're out.